Good afternoon. Welcome. Carolyn Russin, professional life coach. For those of you who've been here before on calls with me, welcome back. For those of you who are new, welcome aboard. I know we've had a number of group members joining over the last few days, and glad to have you here. Wanted to talk to you today about, I think I called this about, why does creating boundaries after 40 feel like a rebellion? And this is something that so many of my group members are going through. The word boundaries, people pleaser, those things are a common thing all the time. And it's hard. It's hard because of the patterns that we've created for the last few decades. Hi, Molly. And where we've stepped into this role of giving everything of ourselves for other people, whether that's our children, our spouse, our friends, our parents, our siblings, whoever it is. When we are people pleasers, boundaries are not important. Hi, Jose. And we sacrifice those. And it's fine early on. It's fine in the beginning. It seems to be because it brings us joy helping other people. But when it starts taking over our life and taking and robbing us of our own personal joy, it becomes a problem. But it starts becoming such a pattern for us that we don't even know how to stop it anymore. And hi, Caroline. The reality is that it's fulfilling a need. When we sacrifice our boundaries so that we can please others, it makes us feel important. So if we're at a point in our life where our level of significance isn't very high, when other people rely on us and we know we make a difference for them, we feel more significant. So there's reasons why we're doing what we're doing. It may not be bringing us joy at the time. It may have been so entrenched in patterns that we don't even know how to stop it. And I'll give you a perfect example. And I know that used to be me. Absolutely. I was guilty of that 100%. And I didn't realize how far I came until today. And today is a bit of a crazy day for me. And part of it is just because of how it's unfolded. Am I helping people out? Yes. If this was my day every day, I know I'd be going back to how I used to feel. And it's that feeling in my gut right now of, gotta get all this stuff done, and I'm helping this person and that person, and all these things are kind of, my day is so tight today of back to back to back to back to back. And it's not all work. A lot of it is personal as well. And it's just not sitting right with me. And I feel kind of a little on edge that, okay, even this, I know, okay, from here, I got to get over to my sister's because I'm helping her, taking her to an appointment that she can't drive to, and it's downtown, and making sure we get there on time. And then I've got to be back because I've got an appointment, and are we going to be stuck in traffic? And I already worked with clients this morning, and it was just tight time. I had 20 minutes to actually make some lunch and to have something to eat, of which I still am. I'm sure you guys can totally relate to this. And then we're going out with friends for dinner tonight, so then I'm feeling guilty that I'm not making for my dinner for my kids, who are young adults. They can manage on their own. But these are all the things that are going on in my head. And then I'm like, yeah, it'll be so nice to go out and relax and enjoy. But getting there, and it's all these different things. And I wouldn't have said yes to all these things normally. But this is not a normal day for me. It's just how it unfolded. And it's just a reminder to me of, this is how all my days used to be. Every day was crazy like this. And I'd be, okay, am I going to fill this in? Am I going to, even before I had my own business, this was what my days were like. And absolutely was fulfilling a need. Because back then, I wasn't feeling as significant. I had left my job as a vice principal. I was home full time. And so who was I? And that's something I really struggled with. So even if you're working, if you're not feeling significant at work, if you're not feeling significant, in relationships and whatnot, you will make ways to feel significant. And often it's by being busy. and giving up on your boundaries because it makes you feel important. It makes you feel valued. So what do? You're in this situation. What do you do? Because when people start putting out boundaries, sometimes they feel like, yeah, it is like a rebellion because people are looking at you like, but wait a second, you used to do all this stuff. Why not now? So it's looking at what are some things that you can put into place that's going to help you. So realizing too, the first thing is that this is not being selfish. It's you haven't thought about yourself or prioritizing yourself probably in decades. So again, these are patterns, and you're going to have to constantly remind yourself that, wait a second, it's okay to prioritize myself first. That's okay. It doesn't mean you're not doing anything for anyone else. That's not what it means. It means you're not forgetting yourself. And start small, okay? And start to build your confidence so that you do put things into place for yourself. So maybe it's every day just finding 20 minutes just to go and be by yourself. Maybe it's going to go and pick up a book and read a book for a bit. Maybe it's going to go for a little bit of a walk just to get fresh air. But just find time for yourself to just be. And then it's okay. And block that time into your calendar. Because if you're not blocking it out, it's not going to happen. If you are so busy and entrenched, if your days are every day like mine is today, you're not going to find that 20 minutes. I know I'm not going to find that 20 minutes till later tonight because of the way the day is, but this is not a normal day for me. So if this is normal, you got to start booking in that time for yourself just to preserve your own sanity. Okay, that's so important. And then celebrate that win that, hey, yeah, I did that. I prioritized myself and I actually did that and I followed through. And the more often you do it, it's just like a muscle. It gets stronger and stronger. When it comes to protecting boundaries, and of course, the whole dreaded word of no, how do I say no to somebody? How do I let them down? There's some secret ways, okay? It doesn't have to be black and white. It doesn't have to be you in their face saying, no, I'm not helping you. Here are a few ways. Some of them are just really easy if you think about it. If somebody's calling you and you see their name come up on your phone and you know that if you answer that phone call, you know you're going to be dragged into more things that you don't have time for. You know that your energy level is going to be sucked down, that you're going to be drained because you know there's people out there, we all have them in our lives, friends, family, whomever, that do that. If you look at your phone and you see one of those people, you do not need to answer your phone, or you don't need to answer it then. There's something really empowering about not answering. It's taking control of your life and making that choice. They don't need to know that you looked at your phone and thought, hell no, I'm not answering the phone right now. Hi, Jojo. They don't need to know that. As far as they know, you're busy. You're busy at work. You're in the shower. You're somewhere that you can't answer the phone. That's okay. But it's taking that control back, that you don't have to be at everybody's mercy, that they call and boom, you are jumping. So maybe you don't answer the call. Maybe you text them and say, sorry, can't talk now. I'm at work. I'm whatever. I'll call you tonight. Okay? So it doesn't have to be an absolute no. Same thing when people will ask, well, what about when people are asking me, can you do this? Can you do that? This is what I suggest, is that instead of saying no, say I can't now. So it's kind of like the baby steps. So if you're uncomfortable saying no, say, I can't help you with that this morning. I have time tonight. Or I have time tomorrow afternoon. I'd be more than happy to help you with it then. But unfortunately, I can't this morning. Again, it's like a muscle that you have to start practicing using. And it's also thinking about the language that you're using, because if you say something like, I'm really sorry, I can't help you this morning. I can help you this evening. Is that okay with you? Because that's often what we'll do, because we're people pleasers. We want to make them happy. But when we say, is that okay with you? And they turn around and say, no, actually, that doesn't work for me. then what will happen is so many of us will say, okay, well, we'll do it this morning then. And then you're cringy thinking, oh, why did I do that? I don't really want to do this, but we're kind of sucked into it. So think about the language that you're using. You want to empower yourself. Sorry, I can't do it this morning. Be more than happy to help you tomorrow afternoon. I have some time, I could help you then. So it's the way of kind of gaining that control back of your life and how you handle people in your life. Half the time, people probably wouldn't even care. They'd be, oh, okay, great. Tomorrow afternoon is wonderful. But we often put so much importance in that in our minds and make it way more powerful than it really needs to be. So there's some strategies for just try. Like next time someone calls you, you don't have to answer your phone every time. If it's not a good time for you, don't. If somebody is constantly asking for help, pivot as far as when you can help them. Those are baby steps for starting to say no and to protect your boundaries. Talk to your friends. You know what? I'm sure a lot of them can relate to you as far as boundaries are concerned. Ask them, how do you feel about boundaries? Do you have any boundaries? If so, how do you enforce them? They may have some great ideas. And just be compassionate to yourself. Be kind to yourself, because we are our own worst critics, like constantly criticizing ourselves. Be kind, be compassionate. You're doing a great job. Like taking that 20 minutes for yourself, that was awesome. I got to do that more. I have to book it into my calendar. So-and-so's called me and oh my goodness, I know if I answer this phone, this is a 2-hour phone call and I'm going to be exhausted at the end. Decline. Send them a text. Sorry, I can't talk now. Hope all's well. Keep it easy. So there's some strategies just to really enforce right now, like things that you can do to start to protect those boundaries. But understanding why we are struggling with those boundaries now, because this is decades of patterns that we have imposed on ourselves. So it's up to us. We're the ones that have to make those choices. And realizing that we have the power to do it if we choose to do that. Now, I know a lot of people have difficulties with this and struggle. If you want to have a chat, if you want to learn, okay, I need some more strategies. How do I do this? Why do I do this, Carolyn? Why is this such a struggle? There's reasons why. If we go back and we look at patterns that are established early on and the things that you had to do to get love and attention from parents, this is not a commentary on your parents' parenting skills or styles. Every child on the planet goes through this. A lot of it comes from there. And when we do a deep dive into that, it's like, oh, now I understand. Now I get it. And once you get it, it's much easier to pivot and change those patterns. So I hope that's helped. If you're watching on a replay, type replay below. If you would like some one-on-one guidance and just to learn, okay, well, what would this look like? To have some coaching with this, to have someone help me, because you know what, Carolyn, I am so sick and tired of this being a constant issue and I can't get past this on my own. And that's, when people come to me, a lot of the times it's, I don't know how to do this. I need someone to hold my hand. Sometimes it's, I could probably figure this out, but it's going to take me years and I'm done. I need this now. I need help now. They want to get there faster. Or they just want a proven way that this works. That's why people come. That's why they come to me and I walk them through it and I help them through it. So if this is something you'd like to learn more about, type boundaries below. We can easily set up a quick call, no problem. Thank you for joining me. Have a great day and protect those boundaries.